House of Assembly Public Accounts Committee begins a review of 2022 audit accounts of local governments. State governments distribute farm inputs to cooperative societies and farmers in Uyo Senatorial District. Local government elections are back PDP zone's chairmanship seat to Afabon clan. South Africa's Cyril Ramaphosa sworn in as president for second term. Details in just a moment. A very good morning to you and welcome to AKBC 45 News at 7. I'm Ufot Udoke. Apologies for bringing you the news behind time. Now the news in detail. The Public Accounts Committee of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has begun reviewing the 2022 audit account of the 31 local government areas of the state. The committee, which is chaired by the Ibom State Constituency Representative, Mr. Eric Akpan, and now commenced the exercise Wednesday at the committee's room of the House and promised to be thorough in the review scheduled to last for 5 days. Legislative Affairs reporter Huyo Koswa has the details.
Local government councils who appeared before the committee on the day one of the exercise were Ibesikbo Asutan, Ibionibum, Esereke, Nseribum, and Uran. Key issues addressed included unremitted balances, outstanding deposits, cash and bank balances, and non-reconciliation of bank statements. Query responses that met the committee's requirements and resolved were waived, while others not resolved remained pending. Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Mr. Eric Akpan, said the committee's objective was to address the audit queries raised by the Auditor General for local governments. He encouraged the directors of finance, auditors, and heads of service to collaborate effectively to resolve long-standing bad debts, while the heads of the councils were tasked on strict adherence to the principles governing local government services to prevent future legal issues.
The Public Account Committee has noticed that the retirement of advances and deposits from different councils, 31 local government councils, has become a recurrent decimal. So that is why we had to prepare this template, which we will hand over to different local government so that they will not say that they did not know the modalities of going through that retirement.
Mr. Pan noted that the committee's main responsibility is to ensure that public funds are used appropriately and in line with approved activities and services, preventing misappropriation. He instructed that all audit queries must be accompanied by evidence and assured that with the cooperation of the local government councils, the committee would present a comprehensive 2022 audited accounts of the 31 local government areas to the House at its next sitting. Uyo Koswa, AKBC News.
Cooperative societies and farmers in Uyo Senatorial District have benefited from free farm inputs by Akwa Ibom State government. The farmers were given cassava cuttings, coconut, and pepper seedlings, as well as chemical products to boost food production in the state. Iakana Paul reports.
Addressing the farmers who came in groups and members of the cooperative societies, the Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Fiongofo, said the present administration is interested in food availability and sufficiency. The reason different groups and organizations have been given farm inputs from time to time to meet up with their rice agenda of Pastor Moino's administration. Dr. Fo enjoined the beneficiaries to ensure that the plants their input and said that groups in Eket and Ikorekbene Senatorial District would also benefit from the free farm input. Son, She called on everyone to take advantage of the governor's benevolence of dedicating the first and last Fridays of every month as farm days and plant crops that have comparative advantage to the soil.
So from time to time, I could move so that groups are stronger. The total number of members see back group get. If I did, so there might be no support. Say each group.
The permanent secretary in the ministry, Mrs. Mary Kwete, lauded the governor for continuously empowering farmers, expressing the hope that with the radical planting this year, there will be enough food in the coming years. She warned against selling the farm input to make money.
Free tier, so don't some call agri. Governor Moino, and he said we should give to groups cassava stem, coconut, and every good thing that will bring food on the table.
The chairman of Farmers Association of Nigeria, Prince Basiwan, Chairman of Kwaibo Multi-Purpose Elderly Citizen Cooperative Society, retired Ambassador Joseph Akman, and the leader, Women AgroLink International Foundation, Mrs. Theresa Akman, thanked the state government for the support farmers enjoy every time, promising to make judicious use of the inputs.
We, the farmers in the state, are going to make good use of this by planting them on specification. And by God's grace, we are sure from harvest.
I'm using this opportunity to plead and ask that we need more support.
We want to, at least, we are not Oliver Twist, but we want to borrow from Oliver Twist. To say that we, the farmers, we need government grants. Things are so difficult because we trust our governor, he will do it.
Ageno Paul, AKBC News.
Governor Similaye Fubara of Rivers State has ordered audits of the accounts of the 23 local government areas for the past 3 years. Fubara gave the order to the Auditor General of the state on Wednesday while swearing in the caretaker committee of the local government councils at the Executive Council chambers of the Government House in Port Harcourt, the state capital. The governor also ordered a probe of the tenures of the outgoing local government chairman. The development comes in the wake of the ongoing political crisis bedeviling the state. While swearing in the caretaker committee's chairman of the local government areas, the governor said the measure is intended to serve as a check for the incoming officials. He urged the caretaker chairman not to see themselves as superheroes, but to protect the interests of their people and demonstrate that the government made the right choice in appointing them. He emphasized that the current events are products of democracy. Fubara explained that the fight against tenure extension is not just about the state, but the entire country, as allowing it in one state could lead to it being replicated nationwide. He pointed out that Rivers State was not doing anything unusual, as most states in the country are also run by caretaker committees. He, however, cautioned that their tenure would not be excessively long because the process for local government area elections would commence soon. He warned against violence, stating that it is not his approach, urging the officials to sort out the salaries and entitlements of the outgoing chairman. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetakon, has condemned the strongest terms the recent outbreak of violence and subsequent breakdown of law and order at various local government secretariats in Rivers State, where supporters of two political factions clashed over the tenure of local government council chairman, which unfortunately led to the tragic death of a police officer, Inspector David Mbada and Samuel Nwigwe, a vigilante member at Ebere Omoma in Omoma local government area. In response to these heinous acts, the IGP has directed the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, CP Olatunji Disu, to heighten security measures across the state and institute thorough investigations into the killings of the police officer and the vigilante operative, as well as the general violence which erupted in the state. The IGP has specifically deployed operatives of the Force Intelligence Response Team to assist the Rivers State Command in apprehending the killers of the police officer and the vigilante member. The IGP also warns individuals and groups of people who have a penchant for senseless attacks and mindless killings of police officers and other security operatives across the country to desist forthwith, as the fullest force of the law will be meted on them. The IGP extends heartfelt condolences to the families, friends, and colleagues of the deceased police officer and the vigilante member, noting that their dedication and sacrifice in the line of duty will not be taken for granted. The state government has declared Thursday, June 20 and Friday 21 midterm break for all public and private secondary schools in the state. The directive is contained in a release signed by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Mrs. Stella Etokopan. The release directs all school heads to comply with the directive in order to have a uniform academic calendar, while parents and guardians are to ensure their children are what return to school on Monday, June 24. We'll take a break now, and when we return, United Nations World Food Programme announces plans to support 8 countries in the West and Central Africa with food and nutrition assistance. Stay with us. Still watching AKBC 405 News at 7. Now, the rest of the stories. A 5-man committee inaugurated by the People's Democratic Party hierarchy in Abak local government area to review the previous zoning arrangements and submit a new zoning agreement for chapter officers and office of the executive chairman of council has presented its report zoning the chairmanship seat to a Farabon clan. The committee, chaired by a former member who represents Abak in the State House of Assembly, Mr. Imoy Bogete, presented its report in an enlarged meeting held at the Abak PDP Secretariat and attended by public office holders, chapter officers, members, elders forum, Obong Epo, and other political appointees. Margaret Bassi brings us the details.
Other members of the committee are Mrs. Ekemini Umo, Mrs. Useneno Tom, Mr. Udrak Etowudo, while Barrister Imo Williams acted as the secretary. According to the committee chairman and secretary, the need to ensure equity, justice, and fairness on the distribution and allocation of various offices was paramount as they considered the terms of reference, analysis of the laws and constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the party, and AKBC, also the previous zoning arrangement, arriving at a conclusion that
Chairman, Otoro Clan, Vice Chairman, Farabon Clan, Secretary, Ediana, Woman Leader, Medium, Youth Leader, Apak 4, Treasurer, Medium 2, Assistant Secretary, Medium 1, Organizing Secretary, Otoro 2, Financial Secretary, Apak 5, Publicity Secretary, Apak 3, Assistant Police Secretary, Otoro 1, Legal Advisor, Apak 2, Auditor, Farabon 1, Ex Officio 1, Medium 2, Ex Officio 2, Otoro 1, Ex Officio 3, Abak 5, Ex Officio 4, Farabon 2, ex officio 5 of Parabon 1. This committee do hereby zone the office of the council chairmanship to a Parabon clan.
To guide the local government to a sustainable system of evolving chairmanship.
The Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Elder Odemotong, while expressing satisfaction on the outcome of the zoning arrangement and the peaceful ambience that has brought about the decision of the committee's resolution, promised the collective collaboration of all sons and daughters of Abak to the smooth actualization of Governor Moino Erai's agenda.
Because of the righteous man that is on the throne, Pastor Umar Basi Eno, we have peace in all the 31 local governments. Abak have decided today that the zoning or chairmanship position is going to Faraba's land. And that stands. After that, we will start rotating and it will go through the 5 clans. Two terms. Zoning committee.
Earlier in a welcome remark, the Abak chapter chairman of PDP, Prince Ben Ebong, noted that the 5 members of the committee were selected from the 5 clans of Abak and inaugurated on the 14th of June 2024 to carefully analyze the previous zoning arrangements, announcing that the people of Abak will act on the decision of the committee.
As the constitution of the party, he formed the zoning committee report of
representatives of ward chairman, transition committee members, elders forum, Mbong and other political appointees affirmed the decision of the zoning committee.
Today marked a very special day.
We planted it, we accepted it.
We have adopted that report, accepted it as a working document.
All the PA, A support.
I remember committee this zoning,
the transition committee chairman of Abak Local Government Council, Pastor Ekerete Yang, described the zoning system as a sustainable and unbiased approach to select credible leaders due and fit for effective representation.
From the governor of Akwa Ibom State down to the speaker and to the chairman of Abak Local Government, we are all men of God. We like justice, equity, and fair play. That is exactly what is playing out.
High points of the event was the presentation of the report by the zoning committee to the party hierarchy to be used as a working document. Margaret Bassi, AKBC News.
The United Nations World Food Programme has announced plans to support 8 countries in the West and Central Africa with its life-saving food and nutrition assistance program. In a statement posted on its website Tuesday, the United Nations food body listed Nigeria, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, Mali, Mauritania, Burkina Faso, and Niger as the beneficiaries for the food initiative, noting that the program has kicked off. The World Food Programme's regional director for Western Africa, Chris Nikoy, said the alarming hunger crisis in the region underscores the urgent need for transformative solutions to help vulnerable families meet not only their immediate food needs but also build a brighter future. He said the hunger and nutrition crisis in West and Central Africa is driven by the intertwined impacts of conflicts, high food prices, and the impacts of economic shocks linked to market disruptions, high inflations, and weakened economic activities, depreciating national currencies, and increasing costs of fuel and agricultural inputs have inflicted a significant toll on people, particularly in Nigeria, Ghana, and Sierra Leone. And in South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa was yesterday sworn in for a second full term in office as president, despite failing to secure a majority in parliament in last month's election for his African National Congress, ANC. Lawmakers re-elected him as president last week following a deal between the ANC, its long-time rival, Democratic Alliance, and other parties to form a coalition government. The ANC, which has governed since the end of apartheid in 1994, lost its majority for the first time after the 29th May election produced no outright winner. Many dignitaries, including several African heads of states, have attended the ceremony. Ramaphosa swore to be faithful to the Republic of South Africa, obey, observe, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. The oath of office was administered by Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. Mr. Ramaphosa has kept the presidency even though the ANC vote fell by 17% points and it lost 70 seats in parliament. The ANC got 40% of the vote while the DA came second with 22%. Mr. Ramaphosa is expected to appoint a cabinet in the coming days, which is to include his new coalition partners, the DA, and 3 other smaller parties. Together, the coalition accounts for 68 of seats in parliament. Under his rule, the economic performance has continued to suffer amidst power cuts, rising crimes, and unemployment. Mr. Ramaphosa became president in 2018 when his predecessor, Mr. Zuma, was forced to resign because of corruption allegations which he denied. June 16 every year has been etched in history as a reminder of the sacrifice made by younger students in the pursuit of educational equality. In 1976, schools of students in Soweto, South Africa, were brutally massacred for protesting against the injustices in the education sector. To mark this year's events, King's Kid Christian International High School, Sam Adams Street, Ewart Housing Estate, Uyo, relived the memories of those martyrs students by celebrating the International Day of the African Child with cultural competition. The event showcased the essence of the African child, highlighting the importance of preserving other rich heritage and promoting educational excellence. Urabasi Opossum has the details.
It was fun to witness the students of King's Kid Christian International High School commemorate the International Day of the African Child with a cultural competition. They showcased various African cultures, cuisines, and languages. Countries represented were Liberia, Morocco, Somalia, Cameroon, Tunisia, Zimbabwe, and Togo. The occasion was graced by the school's founder, Professor Etemudo Isien, who expressed his delight at the students' performance and saluted their efforts, saying talent exhibited at the event is a testament to the richness of African heritage.
Africa will be what we want it to be, and we will grow to be great and take our position. And I want to end by thanking God for making Africa what it is.
The event featured a debate on the topic African children are more cultured than the Western children, a dance competition, and a food exhibition. At the end of the contest, the students who represented Somalia secured 3rd place, Cameroon came 2nd, and Togo emerged the overall winner. Parents and students who spoke with AKBC 45 News said the event highlighted the importance of celebrating African culture and heritage.
We don't understand where we are headed right now, but we know, like, our children have taken
building of the moral success is not only a way.
So my advice to the African child, I would say, love God, obey your parents, and take your academics seriously.
He has portrayed the culture, the beauty of Africa. I think they have elevated Africa. And going out from here, they will not forget the roots.
An African child who is humble, obedient,
My parents are strict, so the way they teach you, that's the way you do it. And they have so taught me that I would never regret it, and I have learned it. So I learned it today.
Rabah Supusan, AKBC News.
Over now to the story on the police recruitment. The Joint Union Congress of the Police Service Commission has called on President Bola Tinubu to relieve the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Betako, over his alleged meddlesomeness in the recent recruitment of police constables. During a press briefing in Abuja, the union also alleged that some top officers within the Nigerian police force tried to smuggle names during the recruitment process. The aggrieved members of the union, while singing protest songs, described the reactions of the Nigerian police force as diversionary tactics. According to them, the Nigerian police force intends to prevent the president from noticing the preparedness of the police training schools to handle the training of the recruits, owing to the sorry states of facilities. The move comes after the Police Service Commission recently released 10,000 names of successful candidates employed from the recent recruitment exercise by the Commission. The list was later rejected by the Nigeria Police Force, who described the recruitment process as fraudulent. And now to sports. Despite a challenging start, there is still great news for Nigeria football fans. The Super Eagles have a strong chance to rebound in their World Cup qualifying campaigns. With 6 matches left to play, they have ample opportunities to climb up the ranking. The team resilience shown by drawing 3 of their 4 matches indicates they have the potentials to turn things around. Additionally, the expansion of the 2023 World Cup to 48 teams means more qualification spots for national football teams all over the world, enhancing Nigeria's chance to making it to the tournament, with Super Eagles match not until March 17, 2025. There is enough time to regroup, retrain, train intensively, and come back stronger. This extended preparations period could be the key to Nigeria securing their place in the 2026 World Cup. On that note, we'll end the news this morning, but just before we go, a quick look at the recap. The Public Accounts Committee of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has begun reviewing the 2023 audit account of the 31 local government areas of the state. A 5-man committee inaugurated by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) hierarchy in the back local government area to review the previous zoning arrangement and also submit a new zoning agreement for chapter offices and office of the executive chairman of council has presented its report zoning the chairmanship seat to Afarabon clan. That's the news this morning. Thanks for staying with us. I am Kofot Black saying good morning.